Hello Pisces, this is the Sun Woman. Thanks so much for joining me on my channel for your new moon holistic tarot. We are talking this month during this new moon cycle about Virgo, the new moon cycle in Virgo. That lunation is going to take place on September 19th, and this reading covers the period of September 19th through to the next new moon in Libra in October. Okay, so it's a 28-day cycle. We know that new moons, when the sun and the moon are conjunct or in the same sign, are a period when we are planting seeds, when we are planting our intentions. It's a time of new beginnings, turning over a new leaf, starting fresh. And we set those intentions, plant those seeds, so that over that 28-day cycle, we have the power of the universe. We have the power of nature behind us, kind of moving things along. We're aligned with nature as opposed to being in opposition or conflict with it. And so we set our intentions on the new moon, and as that moon cycle progresses to the next new moon, we will see some growth or some movement toward whatever that intention is. Okay? Now, this particular new moon for you, Pisces, is going to be very significant because it is falling in your opposite sign of Virgo. Okay? So, as a lunation, it is going to be highlighting your relationship house. Okay, Virgo is your opposite sign, so significant relationships, such as marriages, long-term partnerships, long-term relationships, domestic partnerships, people that you have been involved with or exclusively dating or exclusively seeing for an extended amount of time, are going to fall in this area. So there could be some significant developments for you in relation to a partnership, in relationship to a significant relationship in your life. What I feel is that you are going to be very critically analyzing. You're using that power of Virgo to analyze your partnerships right now, to analyze someone that you are involved with and the relationship in general, to see if it is actually meeting your needs. Okay, so you may be scrutinizing your partner, you may be scrutinizing the relationship, you may be combing through it with a fine-tooth comb and weighing things and to determine whether the relationship is still valid, meaningful, if it is still aligned with your growth, with your journey, or if it no longer suits you or no longer fulfills your needs. Okay, some of you may find that you are releasing your dependency from a partner, or you're releasing your attachment to a partnership. Okay, many of you may have found a sense of security or a sense of foundation or a sense of grounding in this relationship for a long time, for years, for decades perhaps. And now, though, there have been developments or there have been deficits in the relationship where you are now finding that you are able to, little by little, release your attachment to someone or to the relationship itself. Okay? The basis of this, let me just say that I'm using the Universal Tarot cards. They're nice and big so I can see all the detail and the images, impressions that I get. And as an oracle, I am using a new oracle deck called the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. So I'm laying down the cards, which I've already done here for you, and then I've pulled an oracle card And that card for you, Pisces, is, I'm just holding it under the light here, expression. All right, take a look at that card. This is a very beautiful card, and it's just interesting to me. You know, you are a water sign, and water rules the emotions. And when I look at this card, when I first pulled it, I feel like this woman is underwater and she's emerging from like the depths, the dark depths, okay? Not sure, you know, there's light behind her, but in some ways this looks like a fish to me. It looks like a fish that's swimming behind her. So I found it significant that I, you know, saw that imagery, having pulled it for your sign. But as this woman is emerging, you know, she has butterflies bursting forth from her head, from her forehead. You know, we don't know if this is a headdress or if it is even, you know, symbolic of her being reborn, you know, like coming out of a cocoon, and out of the cocoon comes the butterfly. So the key word for this oracle card is expression. So for me, the ability for you to express yourself, express the depths of your emotion, express your joys, your happiness, your dreams, your silliness, your craziness, your creativity, your fluidity. All of these things, I feel, are going to be very, very important as you are analyzing this relationship, because I feel that there's going to be this kind of checks and balances, or this column where you're saying, okay, in this relationship I've received, or I'm receiving A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then the other column, which is titled for my happiness and my self-expression, I require, or I need A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And if those columns don't match up, okay, if there are not common energies between those two columns, I feel that there is going to be a serious reconsideration of where this relationship is going, in your heart, in your mind, and on a practical level, okay? Because you are in a period now where you need to be able to freely express yourself, to express who you are, express your desires, express your, your connection with someone, express yourself intimately, express yourself sexually, on all these levels that are, you know, the truest, most authentic manifestation of who you are. And if this relationship is not authentic, matching your authentic self, then there's going to be an issue. There are going to be problems, okay? And it's interestingly enough, you're coming into this period, this new moon cycle, with the Queen, I was going to say the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is not here, but interesting, I'm saying the Queen of Pentacles, which could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn energy. So let's put that to the side for a minute, but because I said it, that might be significant to someone. And Virgo's your opposite sign, so. But we're coming into this period with the Empress reversed. And the Empress is the card, the major arcana card, that represents our creativity, okay? Our self-expression, very specifically, okay? The Empress is, for a woman, her feminine side, her feminine creativity, her sensuality, her sense of womanliness. It's the Earth Mother, it's the goddess, it's the seductress, it is the abundant feminine energy that can, sow seeds that will grow and flourish. It's reaping a harvest. It is the mother in childbirth. It is giving birth to some idea, whether it is an actual physical being or whether it is some creative endeavor. It could be the artist, musician, the painter, the sculptor, the woman who's out in her gardening, creating, the green thumb. So these are all manifestations of the queen of, of the Empress. For my male Pisces, this could represent a woman in your life. Now, the description I gave you represents the Empress when she's right side up, but you're coming into this period with the Empress reversed. So, using my male Pisces as an example here, you could be involved with or dealing with or partnered with a woman who is having issues with the feminine side of herself, who may be having fertility issues, who may be having reproductive issues, who may be having sexual difficulties, okay? She may be having difficulty finding her self-expression, creativity. Her creativity is blocked. She may be having a crisis of her womanliness, her femininity, okay? She may be questioning her worth or questioning her importance. This could be a woman who is not able to have children or who has had difficulty having children, or a woman who, this could even be a woman entering into menopause or going through menopause or coming out of menopause, okay? So there is some question, some difficulty, some blockage for this woman. She may be having health issues. She may be having reproductive issues. Women who have difficulties with conception, women who have issues with endometriosis or, difficulties with their ovaries or fibroids or, any kind of uterine issues. These things could be, she could be experiencing any of these things. So she is influencing you. So there is, if you are in a partnership with this person, there may be sexual issues between the two of you. She may not have desire at this time, or her desire may be suppressed. She may be having an issue with her self-image, okay? Sometimes when a woman is questioning her worth or questioning her usefulness, she may have issues at work, difficulties. Maybe she feels that she's not living up to her potential, or that she is not able to, in the work that she is doing, achieve anything of worth or of significance. So again, you're coming into this period with this kind of energy around you. Next to that Empress is the Page of Wands. And then we have the Seven of Cups reversed. So I feel as though there is some influence of children here, potentially, because the page can represent children in our lives. There could be a strong attachment to a child if you have children together with this woman, or if you are this feminine energy, there could be a very strong consideration of or thought process about children of your physical body. The page can also represent information or communication coming through, messages coming through. And it could represent conversations, communication, emails, letters, messages on Facebook or Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. So, there is communication that is important here, that has something to do with the difficulties or the limitations or the stress that this feminine energy may be having, whether it's you or a woman in your life. And if you are a woman who loves women, there could be issues between the two of you, difficulties there, okay? A sense of imbalance. There is the Seven of Cups here, though, indicates that there is some falling away of illusions, or coming to a better understanding of what is real and what is no longer real, or what is important and what is of no longer of importance in the situation. There could have been some confusion there, or some illusions, where a relationship or where a child is involved, or even difficulties in communication where there's just unclear communication between you and another person. And as we come into that first week to 7 days, 7 to 10 days of this new moon cycle, there may finally be some kind of breakthrough as far as having a better understanding of where you stand in your emotional life or in your partnership. It may be as the result of a conversation. It may be as the result of sitting down and having direct communication about the issues that are being experienced here. The Five of Wands is at the base of the deck, and it is reversed. So the Five of Wands reversed is a difficult card because it talks about conflict. It could be, arguing. It could be disputes. There could be some underhanded or trickery going on. There is some kind of competition, perhaps. So there is a need to communicate here without illusion, without falsehoods, without conflict, okay? And that is a big part of what the issue might be here, that there's difficulty in self-expression. There's difficulty in either verbal self-expression, physical self-expression, or emotional self-expression here. There's some kind of, where people are talking but they're not really listening to each other, where a conversation very quickly degenerates into an argument. Okay, where it's a he said, she said, or, kind of situation. So there is a very strong lack of unity, of connection here, and again, a blockage in expression. The Ten of Swords is here reversed as we go through that week to 10 days into the cycle. As we get more towards the middle of the cycle, we have the Ten of Swords reversed, and next to the Four of Pentacles reversed, next to the Queen of Wands reversed. So some of the conflict going on here could be as the result of, there may be some jealousy. You could be dealing with a woman in your life who doesn't feel attractive, is not feeling attractive for whatever reason, whether it's a health issue or just self-doubt or insecurity. And so there may be disputes or arguments based on jealousy or insecurity. And I feel that, Pisces, for you, it may be a situation that is recurring or that has continued on for a very long time. And I feel that you are kind of at your wit's end with this situation, okay? The Ten of Swords reverse talks about, you wanting to lay down those burdens. There may have been, a final blow up, or this may happen as we move through this cycle, where, things are going to get as bad as they can possibly get. And at that point, you are deciding, okay, I need to release myself from this pattern of drama or this pattern of conflict. We've hit rock bottom. Now there really is no way to go but up. There's nowhere to go but allowing the swords to fall out, and to figure out how to pick up the pieces or how to let the pieces stay there and move on, okay, whether it's together or whether it is separate. in this relationship. The Ten of Swords can talk about betrayal on some level, feeling like you've been stabbed in the back, or feeling like someone has done you wrong. And so you could be accused of that. There could be an emotional scene where you're accused of cheating or having, betrayed your relationship or the person. And I feel that many of you have built a certain structure, perhaps in a relationship, and there's been a fear of letting go of that situation because you don't want to destabilize your life or destabilize the foundation that you've built with someone else. But I feel that because this is a pattern that has continued on so long, it's, as I said, you may just be tired of the fight, okay, exhausted of the battles that you're going through, and decide, you know what, I'd rather let this go and take my chances elsewhere, rebuild another situation, another relationship, in another location, or create a new life, because the foundation that I thought I had is not as stable as I thought it was going to be, or not as stable as I thought it would be, because you have the influence of someone who is off kilter, who's off balance, who is lacking balance, who is lacking a sense of self-worth. And it's very difficult to be in a relationship with someone who has self-worth issues, because those things that will always leak into the relationship, it will always color, in a negative way, the connection that you have. If equal partners are not equal in their, belief in themselves and their own power, their own abilities, their own creativity, their own self-expression, then one person is always going to feel like they're left behind, or like they're left in the background. So there may be a situation where this person feels that they have been left in the background of your life, or that you are kind of disregarded in some way, that this person is so much in her head that you don't feel any connection there. You feel a lack of connection, a deficit there. Okay, you're not able to express yourself, because when you do try to express yourself, either you are met with coldness, or you are shut down, or you're met with conflict. Okay, so it's a difficult energy, and I feel that as we get to the end of this new moon cycle, Pisces, it may get to the point where you decide to lay down your weapons and to allow this situation to end. I do see endings here, because we have the Death card, we have the Eight of Cups, and the Two of Swords is here, because even if internally you have made a decision that this situation is over, that you can't take anymore, you can't deal with anymore, you need a change, you need a drastic transformation of your life, and with the Death card ending something, the Eight of Cups comes next, as you moving away or moving past something that had significance in your life, that you invested a lot of time and energy in. And again, we're talking about the 7th house, so more than likely we're referring to a long-term relationship, a marriage, or a significant partnership. So I don't see you acting on this yet, though. I feel like at the end of this new moon cycle, you are still contemplating your options, but you're definitely guarding your heart. You have your Two Swords here, and your Two Swords are covering your heart here. So you have in some way shut this person out of your life, or you've shut down emotionally. You are no longer open to this person. So internally, The change has come. You have decided that, it could be over, that you need to move on to something else that will be emotionally satisfying to you, that will allow you this self-expression that you yearn for so deeply, so that you can blossom and grow, like these butterflies. But you will not yet be ready to actually act on this. I see you holding your cards close to your chest. I see you not yet making a decision. I see you having two options, and that at some point you're going to lay down one of these swords and use the other sword to free yourself. But during this cycle and towards that end of the cycle near October 19th, I don't yet see you actually taking that active step to either make a final decision or to act on a decision that you've come to. Okay? What I do feel here is that with the Four of Pentacles here in the center, the Four of Pentacles, very strongly alludes to financial considerations. So one of the reasons that you may not be moving or ending a situation is because you are still financially invested with this person. You could have a home together. You could have financial investments, other than a home. You could have a business. You could both be responsible for children here, and so there is a desire not to destabilize a child or a family situation. So I see you holding off in making any final decisions on an intellectual level, but emotionally, the Eight of Cups says that you're moving on. You're moving past this. You've built up these 8 cups, but you are willing to walk away from them because of all the difficulty, because of the recurring pattern and the lack of expression, or the lack of the ability to express yourself openly. Okay, you're not able to necessarily talk to this person. You're not able to express yourself emotionally or physically with this person. There are blockages there. And as a result of that, because of this deep need that you have for self-expression, you are going to come to the conclusion, I feel, that, this no longer suits your spiritual path, your life path. And you will be ready soon, not yet, but you'll be ready soon to make that final decision, to make that final choice. Okay, Pisces, so I do hope that this reading has helped you, has resonated with you. I bid you all good things, love, peace, and joy. If you are interested in a private reading with me to kind of further to see what happens next here, please contact me through the link in the information box below. Until next month, I bid you namaste, send you love and light. Thank you. Bye-bye.